represents me well. She loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she would rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain. Endure the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me. She sacrificed for me. She deserves it all. It's only right, you see. No matter the price, you see. I picture me driving a foreign. Me driving the front, now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefit from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believe that I'll see greatness in due timing. I picture me driving a foreign. What's funny, she riding the passenger side.
Hey, 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 good evening, everybody. It's Monday night. Dallas Cowboys is winning. I'm not a Dallas fan, but I just love some of their players. But you know, it's Raiders. We in Raider country, 3-0. Last time we did that, we won the Super Bowl. So y'all get on board and keep rooting for those Las Vegas Raiders. Man, have we got a show for you tonight. First, I just want to go over my sponsors like I always do and thank them for the opportunity. But I want to tell you one more thing. You know, underneath my name, you're going to see my Cash App. Help a brother out. Every little bit counts. If you hit me in, it keeps me on the station along with the support of my sponsors. But ain't nothing wrong with the $ Life Coach Kurt 1. Go ahead and drop a quarter in there and let me know how you feel if the content is where you want it and we're making a difference in somebody's life. But tonight's subject, the fatherless generation. But let me hit my sponsors real quick. 702 Braids for You. I got Cindy Michelle over there braiding it up, twisting it up, frontals, backals, all the rest of that stuff you do with hair. That's what she take care of for you. You know, it's nothing like having somebody that knows what they doing, has a great website, landing page to make your appointments for the salon services and everything. So it's really, really good to have a sponsor like that. Then my next sponsor is Bougie Girl Las Vegas. Hey, you know what they do? Hey, they get it going, get that jewelry, those earrings. Oh, she just had a big birthday. Happy birthday, sis. Love you. It was amazing. Had a great dinner and everything. And so we're doing real good. Then we also got Red Rum. Hey, you got that mobile salon. We still trying to get the mobile going again. But Jamise is over there doing some amazing things. Get your hair done. Your manicures, pedicures, whatever you need done, braids, she does it all, just like Cindy. I mean, y'all are just out there taking care of these beautiful women and giving them what they need. And that natural look, y'all even got the natural look going on as well. And then we broke over to the we mentality, my man and my sister. Hey, we got the Brandon Ward and Tiffany Ward. Man, they just had an amazing trip to Atlanta, went to see, my man, you know who he is. The top motivational speaker in the world right now, the incredible, outstanding, what's his name, Malik? Oh, man. You know who I'm talking about.
I know he talks loudly.
Yes, he does, and he's a great guy. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody know him, and he's amazing. I'm going to bring that back to you, though. But they just got back from Atlanta, had a great time. They went to the 120 conference. If you can't, you gotta win. You gotta win enough that you can't breathe. You know what I'm saying? That's what he always talks about. And you know, that's my guy. And then we got, last but not least, he got Las Vegas Lighting. Absolutely incredible. We got Tyrone and Tiffany over there. Excuse me, Tabitha. Tyrone and Tabitha Thompson. Las Vegas Lighting. Man, I just seen something on Facebook that they had that was absolutely incredible. Recessed lighting in your ceiling, recessed lighting down your stairwells, and recessed lighting in your bedroom. Take your home to another level and get in contact with Las Vegas Lighting. Hit their website, absolutely incredible, and do what you do. But like always, I say it's nothing like having a great day and doing what we do. So today it's all about the fatherless generation. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of children out there that are fatherless, but it's a lot of children that have their fathers in their life, whether they're in the home or outside of the home, and just being a part of their children's life, it changes the whole aspect. We got some statistics. We're going to have an incredible conversation. They're going to tap in and give you the call-in number as well tonight, because we want to hear from our listeners. We want to hear from you guys and let us know what anything about what we say and how it affects you. But the round of it is, towards the end, we're going to talk about mentoring, because that's the only way we can really make the difference, because we can't change what has happened. The history is the history, but we can dictate their future. And I believe mentoring is the way to do it. Getting involved in different projects here in Las Vegas. We have a ton of mentoring programs, 100 men and such. Every fraternity and sorority has youth programs, the African American programs, fraternities and sororities, Divine Nine as we say. You know, we want to get our kids involved in that and get them the help that they need so they can flourish. And we got some facts about it too. So that's the greatest thing, is the fatherless generation. That's what we're going to talk about. I have this amazing co-host tonight. My brother from another mother. We doing so much together now. It just keeps growing and growing since we first met right here on BU Radio. Y'all know who he is. That's Malik Truth. I got the truth in the house tonight. We're going to speak the truth about why these dads just don't want to be dads. That's their choice. I judge no one. But we know how important it is and what an impact it has on our young sons and our young daughters and their growth coming up. You can bring Mr. Truth in, and we're going to go from there.
Yeah, what's up? What's up with that monitor? Brothers want to see themselves on TV. Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your brother Malik Truth, and I am chilling out with our brother John Curtley of Living Your Best Life.
Living your best life.
Living your best life. Ain't going back and forth with you. Boom.
There you go, my brother. There you go. So getting into this, I just want to state one thing real quick. And I was doing some research, and that says that 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from homeless, fatherless homes. That's, you know, in the work that we doing right now, Malik, we see it. We see it firsthand.
Yes, sir.
You know, over there at Youth Advocate Programs, we mentoring these kids that are in the juvenile justice system. And I tell you, man, I just want to say to you straight up, it's such a pleasure to have you over there, bringing that energy every time you come in the building, the classes that you have. And we both piggyback whenever we have classes.
Yes, sir.
It's like we both teaching the class, and it's just a great feeling to have that kind of concept and intermingling and respect for each other to bring everything we can to help these kids out. What you think?
Yeah, no, it's very important that some type of father figure or male figure that's doing something positive and productive in society and not destructive, that they see this model. I mean, we learn so much in different classes, social classes in high school and college about role modeling.
Yes, sir.
And then we have negative role models out there, you know, the ones who I seen when I was growing up with the nice cars and the nice jewelry, the nice Adidas suit and the Kango and the shell toes. And they were, you know, 18, 19, but these are the big guys of the block, you know, doing what they do, destroying the community while making money. And, you know, these are the negative role models. And then we have our positive role models,
Yes,
the
sir.
brother on the street that's going to take you to the side when he see you doing wrong and talk to you a little bit, you know, maybe even give you a couple dollars if he see you hungry. you know, displaying everything that a man should be. And unfortunately, a lot of these drug dealers are the warriors out there, but they're not those mentally apt warriors where we need their mindset at.
Exactly.
They have what you call a fixed mindset because nothing's going to steer them away. And usually, the only thing that's steering them away is tragedy.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We need more growth-minded role models that can help these young men become men. And you know what, bro? I was watching a video, and you know, our young ladies are suffering too because when fathers are absent, young ladies suffer tremendously.
Yes,
so we need. It's important that we're there as mentors, so that these children can have a speck of hope and light, and some of that caring and consideration they may not even be receiving at home from their mother, but we definitely know they're not receiving from their father because he's absent.
Yes, and you know, I want to bring up a couple of things. So when I was a Navy recruiter here, and I went to a two-family home, mother and dad, and they had either a daughter or a son, I knew it was always mama's little boy and daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
So whichever one I was trying to get them to join the military, I had to focus on the dad if I was trying to get the daughter.
Influential parent,
yeah. If it was the mom, I had to, you know, I'm focusing on the little boy. I'm trying to get the mom to say, yes, it's okay to let my baby go to war.
Exactly.
You know, and that's a
Pretty
hard
much.
task, but you know what? At the end of the day, those right choices come out, and then we move forward from there.
Yeah.
But you know, even in my situation now, I'm gonna go here just to get it started. Now, my mom and dad got a divorce when I was probably like 3 or 4 or 5 years old, okay? But they remained best friends. They just couldn't live under the same roof.
Civil.
And they understood that they were civil with each other. So my dad was always there. He picked me up on the weekend. Now, my dad had me when he was 41 years old. So we didn't play basketball. We didn't play football. I grew up on the golf course and the bowling alley. Go figure.
Right.
But I learned so much from that. I learned the business side, especially on the golf course. I learned having a lot of fun and meeting all kind of different people in the bowling alley, because people come from all walks of life, and you know it's a lot of money to be out there to be made out there in them bowling
money
lanes.
on a golf field.
Yes, it is.
Business deals and everything go down.
Yes, and so the things was, it was great that my dad would pick me up like every 2 or 3 weeks. You know, sometimes he'll go out of town, but it was consistent. Then when I left California, my dad stayed there, and then we moved here. You know, I get a call like once or twice a month, things like that.
Right.
Or if I was acting up a little bit, mom would say, okay, let me call your dad. You need to talk to him. You know, because they had that friendship and that relationship that still nurtured me to be somebody that they wanted me to be.
Right.
And even at this state, we still need to work on that part. I mean, situations are situations when people get a divorce or they split up or things like that. But if you can't get the father to be in there, well, have a positive male role model.
Right.
You know, either uncles, cousins, somebody, because you can choose your family, but you can't choose your friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the way I looked at it growing up, and that's really what helped give me the foundation that I had. I'm so far from perfect. You know, most of us aren't. But my passion is these kids and trying to get them the development skills that they need to be successful, like the class we did today. And when they went in the group, them kids was into it, and I was listening to you talk to your mentor, your client and everything. It was absolutely incredible because everybody wants to succeed, and it's how we project it to them that helps them proceed. What you got to say about that?
Oh, for sure, man. Well, just to let everybody know, you know, I'm an author of the Design Dating Purpose.
Yes, sir.
And in my book, I talk about my experience with my mom and dad getting divorced. That was my actual point of being broken.
Okay.
And what we have to understand about the brokenness of absenteeism, abandonment, you know, however it's presented or however the action takes place in the home, there are fathers and mothers that are there but emotionally detached from their children. So a lot of folks think that abandonment means not physically there. No, siree. Your parent can be there. I'm sure we all seen Fences.
Yes.
His
Great movie.
son asked him, why don't you like me? Like, I know you love me, but Dad, you act like you don't even like me. And there are a lot of parents, men and women, but since we're talking about fathers, there are a lot of fathers that are present in the home, but emotionally detached from their children's life, not interested in even seeing their social mobility. And so this is something that needs to be, you know, brought to the forefront as well. So when we talk about the different aspects, of being hurt, when we see these women doing certain things and we see these men doing certain things, there is an origin to that behavior.
Yes.
And we have to really learn to hone into that. You know what I'm saying? Because I always tell folks, when I'm counseling them in a relationship counseling department, and readers when they call me or text me, or email me, they'll ask me certain things. Why is he changing? Why is she changing?
Right.
But the thing about it is that they hadn't changed.
No.
That's a person you didn't discover during a process you're supposed to use, which is the discovery process,
Yes.
to make sure that you discover them. And how do I say in the classes sometimes, Kurt, that even children have to learn how to discover their parents?
Yes. We had a conversation
Yep.
about that.
How did that one brother get it? He said that you gotta think back that your mama was a child too, and maybe something happened to your mom as a child, and certain things you do, triggers those thought processes. We all have an origin behind our behaviors, y'all.
Yes, sir.
And we have to learn to figure those things out, and that's really how we can change the absentee. We can't change the absentee father epidemic by telling them why it's important. They have to discover themselves and understand for themselves why it's important.
Right.
Otherwise, you'll have a present father, but an absent
Dad. Nurturer, yes. I had the opportunity a couple of weeks ago to take two of my clients that I previously had. And, I had these guys like 3 years ago, but they still a part of my life, and I still mentor them. They call me often. If I had classes, you remember some of them sat in our class that we did, Prince the King.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, we got a chance to meet with Congressman Horsford
Yes,
and
sir.
Congressman Jeffries. I think he's out of Washington, D.C., over at the West Las Vegas Library.
Right.
And it's a big funding coming up that Biden is trying to get passed through that sends more funds to nonprofit organizations. Oh, we got a caller? Okay, hold on. Let me stop that conversation and get this caller on here and see what's going on. Yes, indeed. Caller, who is it?
We got knowledge.
Let me see. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to today on Living Your Best Life? You patch him in?
Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
They're coming.
Caller, are you there?
Where are you?
I see dead people. I don't think the call is patched through, so
Okay, so let
We'll
me
go
go
ahead.
back and then hit me when it's there. And he was asking the kids. Now, all these kids, some of them have been through.
all right, there it is.
Caller, may I help you? Thank you for calling in. With whom do I have the pleasure?
Hello, it didn't go through.
Now
All
I
right,
can
you're
hear
there.
you. Oh, that sounds like our sister Kenya. Is that Miss
Is
Kenya?
that Kenya?
Hey guys,
Hey,
What's up, Sister
how
Rock?
you doing, sister?
so I was listening and I got a few words. This is a good topic. I'm working on my next book
Get
right
your
now, as
words
everybody
in.
knows, and I'm actually doing some personal inner work right now, and it's
Okay.
dealing with the father relationship that I had with my father.
Okay.
So my
Man.
father was in prison most of my life, and although I know him now, we've been through some very rough things. I realized that it was very toxic for my relationships that I've had over the years. So I'm
Oh,
39, about to be 40. I'm finally starting to do the work.
That's all right.
You
It's never
know,
too late to be great.
It'll cause you to lash out.
Uh-huh.
It will cause you to blame.
Yes.
It will cause you to have low self-esteem.
Yes.
And then you'll draw a lot of familiar spirits in men that
Mhm.
treat you like you're a piece of tail
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
if you don't have healing from having a fatherless childhood.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That is so true. And, we look back at those things and, I think there's something we need to start doing before. Like the ones I get to work with is only because they're in the juvenile justice system. But we need mentoring, and I know we got the big brothers and things like that, but we have to catch them before so we can help that healing start early. Because, like you say, you are already halfway through your life. I don't know how long we all gonna live, but you're halfway through your journey, and you woke up and figured out this is what I need to do to get myself together. So I can have stable relationships or stable friendships, but your energy, no one would know the things that you say by meeting you, because your spirit is so perfect, and you're so inviting. But like you said, when we start pulling back or getting, I like the analogy of the
Layers
ice,
of the onion.
the
iceberg?
onion, but the iceberg.
Yeah.
We see what's up top,
You don't
and
see what's
that's
on
what
the
you
bottom.
see, but the bottom is full, and we need to peel that back. And it sounds like, Miss Kenya, you starting to peel that back. Is that a true statement?
We can't hear you.
Hello?
Hey,
Now
there
we can hear you.
Now you can hear it. Did you get my question?
No, I didn't have a question. I had a statement though.
Oh, go ahead. Give me another statement.
So I see you guys are talking about the fatherless generation.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we
yes.
can. Yes, ma'am.
It's like someone talking in the back though.
Hmm.
As I'm talking to you, they're having a conversation so I can hear it.
Oh, that's back in the back. Hopefully they can hear our conversation and cut down whatever that back feed is, because it's just us three and my engineer.
Okay.
It should
Yeah.
be just us three.
So all I was gonna say was I think this is a very, very powerful topic. And if I could share a little bit, I'm actually in the inner work of my own personal life of growing up without a father. And I had realized recently, and then when I did meet my father, it was very toxic. And what I realized was I was drawing a lot of men that were only about sex, or they didn't treat me like a woman because I wasn't carrying myself as knowing my worth.
Mm.
And so now I'm doing the inner work so that I'm not toxic
That's
and not
all right.
treating men as if they're not kings and things like that. So I think this is a very important conversation, especially for us women, to acknowledge that when we haven't healed from not having fathers or toxic parents, we become toxic parents, we become toxic women, adult women in relationships toward men, and we draw a lot of foolishness in our lives. So
Yes, ma'am.
great topic, guys. I just want to share a
Yeah.
little
Thank you
bit
for
that
calling in,
you've
for
got to
sure.
do the personal work. You
Yes,
have to heal.
indeed.
And
Personal
it's never
work.
too late.
Never too late.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
you're
I-
halfway through your journey. It's
And
never
Brother
too late.
Kurt, and thank you, Sister Kenya, most definitely.
You're welcome, guys. You have a
Thank
great
you.
Love
one.
you, sister.
Thank you.
Man, I just, I want to just go ahead and expound on that and understanding, folks, in understanding healing. Healing is a process. You cannot heal what does not need to be healed. And what do I mean by that? If you don't see a need to heal, you're not going to heal what is not present to you. So we all have something in our backgrounds that's underneath our icebergs that we have not dealt with.
Yes.
You must learn to first meet that little boy or little girl balled up in the corner of your mind, and you need to revisit that child, and you need to talk with that child. You need to understand what happened and accept what happened, and then and only then by doing that, now you can begin the healing process.
Exactly.
Everything is going to be toxic when you don't understand why what's happening is happening. So you got to find that origin out. But we definitely are proponents of healing, but I'm also a proponent of self-discovery first.
Yes, self-discovery. There you go. I want to go back to one thing. Our brother we was talking about, Brother Bobby, he's going to be on my show next
Right.
month. But Bobby said, we asked the kids, like, do any of y'all feel like sometimes your parents just don't understand? And all the kids said, yeah, we feel that way. Then Bobby said, let's look at what their childhoods was like. Because we never get into that conversation because our parents really never released that kind of information to us. But your mom reacts a certain way, maybe because of her childhood. She might have been molested. She might have been degraded. She might have been told that she was never going to amount to anything but the same thing as somebody else that she know, or something like that.
Exactly.
Or even on the father's side, he could have went through the same thing. When you got toxic parents,
That's right.
it creates hate. And so when you grow up in a hateful atmosphere, that's what you're bred to do because you're young. You're like a rose. If we keep
Yeah.
feeding you bad water and bad dirt and no minerals, you're not going to be a beautiful rose. But if we feed you the positive things that we need to feed you
Exactly.
while you're growing in your adolescence up to your adulthood, you usually turn out pretty decent. But we all got our own issues, but we got to know we need to seek help and heal. But like Malik, like you said, the self-discovery part is the biggest part, and that comes as an adult.
Yeah, and you can, and when we say adult, y'all, we mean mindset, not age.
Yes.
When your mindset is there, you understand what it is that you need to do. I mean, there are too many absent fathers out there. As a matter of fact, one of the most recent, within the last 5 years, there is a statistic, and the statistics with regards to fatherless children in America. Okay, it says there is a crisis in America. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 18.3 million children, that is 1 in 4, live without a biological step or adoptive father in the home. And there are consequential factors that are involved. For women are 7 times more likely to become pregnant as a teen because of this.
Yes, sir.
There is an emotional attachment between parent and child, mother and son, father and daughter. These are some really very important factors that, when left minus from a child's life, it greatly affects them. And we only learn how to put band-aids over the wounds.
Right, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And so many of us, men and women, are walking around with band-aids on the wounds, and very easily triggered by certain things.
That's it.
So when this teen mother, as our sister Kenya said, there is a feeling of lack of self-worth, and there is a demonstration of lack of self-worth by becoming sexually promiscuous, very oppositional and defiant. And with these two factors becomes an individual wanting to set their own rules in life, not listening to mom, not listening to stepdad, not listening to any elder that's trying to give them the wrong thing, but will certainly fall into the hands of that boy who presents father-like qualities.
Yes, yes.
And most of the time, these fatherless women that are likely 7 times more likely to get pregnant often get pregnant by men 5 to 10 years older than them.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what they talk about. And I got some statistics too. It says fatherless children are twice as likely to drop out of school or
Yes.
repeat grades
Yes.
and end up in the juvenile justice
Oh, yes.
system. Children with their fathers in their lives are 40% less likely to repeat a grade or drop out of school.
Right.
And when it comes to education, preschoolers who are actively involved in their fathers are actively involved in their lives or positive male role models
Yes.
have stronger verbal skills.
Yes.
Fatherless children have poor reading skills and speaking skills. These also accounts for behavior problems, as we know,
Yes.
and will have that in school and end up in the system
Right.
because that's where it's headed.
Yes. Absolutely.
There was a program that I used to be involved in. It was called Watchdogs, and it was to get a dad to come to an elementary school or a middle school up north because there's rules. They're like 12 through K through 12,
Right.
and so it was a different atmosphere. But if you can get a dad to volunteer one day to come into the school and really see what's going on, sit in the teacher's class and see what's going on, see what the lesson plan is, or just come in and work in the lunchroom and open milks or things like that, or do little things to fix up the school and have the kids involved in it,
Yes,
it
sir.
changes the mindset of these children because
Yes.
ain't nothing like that bass in that voice.
For
Ain't
real
nothing
though,
like
make
that
you do
bass in
something
voice. Yeah.
right away. Not I'll be there. No, little motherfucker, you gonna be here now. I said
Yes,
now.
yeah.
As soon as you hear my voice and I say do dishes, that means drop everything in your hands
And get it done.
and get to what I just asked you to do.
You know what else I read that? I read that even fathers that don't live with their children but still actively
Have an active
involved
involvement in their life.
in their
That
kids'
changes them
education.
too. Yes.
Yeah, in their education, it correlates into three factors. One factor is a more educated mother
Mhm.
because she has time for herself
Mhm.
to evaluate and evolve,
Yes,
to
sir.
move up. Second, dads are more consistent in paying their child support.
Yes.
Go figure.
Yes.
And the third one, custodial homes are more financially stable.
Mm.
Yeah, that's like my mom and dad. Really,
Right.
that's exactly how it worked. And these are statistics that's out there, and anybody can get them. But let's talk a little bit about mentoring and how important that is in our community, sir.
Yeah, mentoring. It's very important. I mean, sometimes we get that at jobs where we have leaders instead of bosses, and these leaders happen to mentor us and take us to places where we didn't think we would be able to go, and sometimes go so quickly.
Yes.
You were a testament, and many times you say that you started with the bank, and in a year and a half you became a manager. You constantly talk about how important it is for these young men to see something different. And I
Yes.
agree with that. And that's what mentors do. Mentors are there for, like a life coach,
Yeah.
is there to help an individual see something that they cannot see,
That's it.
to be able to experience things
Man.
that they were otherwise perceived not to experience, and so on and so on and so on. We are there to present a ray of hope,
Yes.
life, encouragement in these young men and women whom we mentor. Mentoring is very important. It should be the norm.
Right. I was reading something else, and it talked about, well, what action steps can we take in our community to help with these fatherless generations? Because we know that 90% of them are either in foster homes, group homes, etc., or even that 13-year-old gang member down there that just don't have nobody to talk to because he's like fifth generation. So
Right.
that's been embedded in his life.
Right.
But when he gets an opportunity, and usually it's when he's in the system, especially here in Las Vegas, and he's sent to a program like ours, that youth advocate programs,
Right.
and he gets a mentor, they start to change a little bit. Like I said, we just change one, we're succeeding.
Right.
It's like the starfish story. But I want to save as many as I can, and you don't really know what you're going to do
Right.
until you start seeing the results of it. And I call that, like we talk about, ROI. When the kids say, I tell them, what's my ROI? Well, what's that, Mr. Kirk?
Right.
That's my return on investment, because this is what I'm doing with you. This is what I'm doing with you.
Right.
I'm doing this. I'm helping you with this. So what you going to give me in return? And all I want,
Your
and I tell
commitment.
your commitment to doing good in school,
Mm-hmm.
respecting your parents, respecting your mom, because most of them come from single family homes.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, had a kid yesterday. Unfortunately, got into a fight with his mom and busted her lip and
Oh
stuff.
man.
Another advocate called me and told me
Ooh.
about that. I'm like, wow. So what did we
Yeah,
do?
he gonna have to get his ass
Yeah,
whooped.
well, no, they're gonna find him and arrest him, and then
That's what I'm talking about.
He's gonna be in our program longer.
Mhm.
Yes, but anybody else want to call in? I know we got a few people out there. Go ahead and call in and give us your take on anything you want to say about mentoring and the fatherless generation and how we can combat this, because what we forgot is it really does take a village to raise a child.
Yes, sir.
And in your neighborhood and with the people it sounds like we got a ding. We might have a caller. Hello, is there a caller in there? Hello?
No caller.
Oh, okay. All right. Just heard that music. Outstanding. So, mentoring. How important do you think mentoring is, Brother Malik?
Very important. It's important because, again, we're talking about the subject of, a fatherless society.
Mm-hmm.
So, with both parents being present, a child, obviously, according to the statistics, have a greater chance of social mobility.
Right.
Without that factor, they have less of a chance. Their opportunity for social mobility decreases
Right.
tremendously. So when those elements are missing, the mentor becomes that surrogate mom. The mentor becomes that surrogate dad.
Yes.
And it's just that way by default. No one means, literally comes in and say, I'm going to be somebody's dad. It just becomes that by default.
Right.
And it becomes that by default. And when it happens, you know you are doing your job because now they respect you. They have
Yes.
embraced you. They have accepted you. And they trust you with their child getting
Yeah.
in their car,
Exactly.
getting in your car.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
exactly.
it's just strange like that, but it's important because they need that extra push. It's a method of teaching them how to save themselves. I don't believe in saving people.
Yes. they
I
gotta
believe
save
in
themselves.
equipping an individual with enough information so that they can save themselves because they're living
That's it.
themselves every single day. And rather than living a fucked up life, we are going to teach them how to live their best life. As
There
they
you
go.
go. There you go. You know, two more things. So we know that in our program, we only get our clients for 120 days. Sometimes we can double that, just depending on the circumstances.
Right.
But psychologist says it takes anywhere from 11 to 13 months to change behaviors.
Yeah.
Now, the
That
kids that we have, that we see that instant, they already wanted to change them behaviors and just never had the guidance.
Right.
You
I
know,
like that.
yeah, because we see it, they start acting a little different. I always teach as much as I can to see what they can. Now you teach me what I taught you.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you know they got it. And when
Yes,
they got
yes.
it, they can make some different changes in their lives. But it's all about choices, too.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have to remember.
Everybody got choices.
Got them choices to do, after we're gone. I try to stay in touch with as many of them as I can that really want it, because it's a difference. The ones that's always calling you, hey, Mr. Curry,
Right.
I know you're busy, but can you come get me this weekend?
Right, right.
All right, man, I got you. I ain't gonna have but about a couple of hours, but I'll come get you.
Right.
And they let you know what an impact that little couple of hours. Like I have one of my guys, he's been to the studio here twice
Oh,
with me
okay.
on Monday nights. He was
See?
here a couple of weeks ago, and he came prior to that. And he enjoys spending the whole day, but he been out the program, 2 years, 6 months?
And that's because of who he sees you as. Now you have become that surrogate father.
Yeah, just a little bit. I feel that way. And so, there's different programs out here in Clark County that people really don't know about. But the young man I'm
Right.
talking about, how he ended up in our program was he never got in trouble or anything.
Mhm.
His mother seen that he was starting to act like he had hair on his chin.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so she called Clark County the Harbor Program. So the
Okay.
Harbor Program is a Clark County program, and it's free to parents. All you have to call in and say what the
I like
issue
that.
is you're
Good info.
dealing with your child. And they'll find a mentor program like either Boys Town or YAP. Usually they send them to YAP, but we only get to keep them for 90 days unless we can get them extended, okay? And that's what happened to my kid. He got extended. I think he was with me like 6 months. He just didn't want to go home. We wanted to
Yeah,
stay,
you
you know what
wanted
I'm
to stay,
saying?
yeah.
But the Harbor Program, if there's any listeners out there or anybody that hopefully get to listen to the restream, man, the Harbor Program is a free Clark County program that if you're struggling, before your kids get in real trouble, okay, call them and have a talk with them. Go down to see those amazing counselors down there. And then if you want to, ask, hey, I heard this great news about the YAP program, the Youth Advocate Program.
Yes,
We want to get our son or our daughter in there so we can get some mentorship. And we know these people are doing what they're doing because they've been doing it for 25 years now. We came out of the East Coast, and you have them all over different cities in Las Vegas, cities in the United States. And Las Vegas is very unique. We have one of the biggest programs in the entire program for Youth Advocate Program.
Yes,
We're
sir.
very unique what we do here. Go ahead, Malik. I'm gonna just send this right out real quick. Get some more people on the line.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, what I like about again this show is it gives us the opportunity to educate. And a lot of times in education, statistics, they do help. They serve its purpose. And when the father is absent, we're talking about individuals' likelihood to incarceration increases, crime in general increases, their behaviors towards men, maybe even women, may change drastically negative. You expose them to child abuse. Whomever your mother may be seeing, a female or male, they may not understand that broken child. And that broken child's manifestations of their brokenness come in ways that they don't quite appreciate and understand, and their discipline becomes physical. So you can definitely increase that child's chances of child abuse
Yes, sir.
by the one who the parent that they're with is seeing, or even by the parent themselves that they're with, the custodial parent themselves. Poverty increases, behavioral problems, of course, education, like you mentioned before. So we have to really begin to grab these brothers by the collar and let them know, bro, it ain't about her. It's about your child.
Yes, sir.
It ain't about how much you think she should love you. Get that out your head, partner. The only thing you should be concerned about is the love of your child. That's it. And the love you have for that child. And your goal should be to see that child
Develop.
whenever possible. Stay in that child's life at every opportune window and watch that child develop and stay active in that child life. Eventually, the mother will come around, or you just take them to court.
Yeah.
You know
but
what I'm saying?
Sometimes it isn't even about the money.
Right.
It's about being there, being an
Yeah, it's
integral
about
partner.
being there.
Teach those things. Believe me, my mom raised me 90%. My dad, I think it was like 60-40, honestly,
Right.
because he wasn't in the home. And, that gave me the insight that I didn't want that to happen to my son.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't want that to happen to my son. But the insight is just the time spent.
Yes.
The conversations you have, because you're older. You got life journeys that you can tell your child about.
Absolutely.
And we always tell them what they can't do, but don't tell them that. Just tell them we need to always have a conversation about your choices. Because if I tell you no, then you're going to try to do it anyway, because I was that kid. But my son, I was just like, well, let's have a conversation about it, big guy.
Right.
And let's figure it out. If it makes sense and you can make me understand your views of it, I'm good. But if you can't, then we got to do it my way.
Exactly.
Because I've been there before,
And that's a good approach, though,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
giving them the power that they think they should have, and
Thank you.
teaching them that no, you fucked up because you decided to do that,
Thank you, okay?
not because you was listening to what I did. Well, you let me make no, sir. I allowed you to make the decision so that you can get
You learn
education
from
from
it.
this,
Yeah, you learn
and because
from it.
I knew ahead of time that this would be a decision that you could come back from and learn from.
Yes, sir.
If it had been a decision and I know that it would have took your life, then I would have stepped in right away.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
it.
yeah, learning, teaching the children to learn how to think for themselves is very, very empowering.
Yes, it's empowerment, man. It gives them so much confidence. And they do so well in school. And then
Yeah.
they keep going, and hopefully everything, you're going to have setbacks, but the bounce back is much better, so they
Right.
learn how to bounce back.
They learn how to bounce back.
Yes. Because
Learn how
of
to
those
teach them
things.
creativity. Remember,
Oh,
the
yeah.
gentleman I was talking to today, when we're doing his resume,
Yes, sir.
I was just letting him know that, hey, learn to be creative.
Yes.
Don't just give one word answers. Learn to discover yourself. If you like, putting together certain things, then you know that it takes time, knowledge, research to do all of that. If nobody
Yes.
taught you, how much of that is related to real world vocational situations, and with that mentoring, he may not have acted on it then, but it's computed.
Yes, it is computed. Yes.
And that's the thing. It is registered in his heart, in his random access memory, which will eventually go to his hard drive.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Which will eventually talk to the programs in his life.
That's it. That's it. Put it in the computer, it works. You
For
know what
real.
I'm saying? And that's it, man. I can't say nothing. We're going to take a break real quick. We're going to take 5 quick minutes. We're going to listen to some great music, probably from either DT702 or
T702 at
or-
natetrail.com.
That's it. One of them two going to be in here for us, and we'll be right back with the second half of the show to give you the rest of these
Or
questions.
just listen
and
to my
answers.
new single, Living Your Best Life.
There you go.
No, it's not.
Vegeta, sugar. understand? You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
Yearning for your validation.
Validation.
All in hopes I'm in the conversation.
All in hopes.
Pour so much of me into you. Can't believe I ain't never feel for me instead of you. I slide in the coupe, fire, lose the roof. I die for the truth, fired by no rules. The devils in cahoots, drop a prayer on the screw. Got God on my side, how can I ever lose still? I wanna be humble, but I gotta flex. On them niggas. I don't wanna mumble, but that ain't respect.
Respect me, nigga.
I do it my way, they say it's left. Left. If I sell my soul, what I got left? Because I don't need nobody else. I'm lying to myself. Not talking physical, dog, spiritual. No. All these opportunities is higher, right to tell. Got to see the man upstairs, cause the timing never fails. My advice, keep moving. If not, you can lose it. Wasting time on the clueless. Knowing they can never do this. Back. Tell them pessimists they need to spine. Whack when they're paralyzed in the mind. I don't need nobody else.
No, I
I
don't.
would tell my younger self.
What you say?
You got God as your help. Just let it go and never dwell.
My advice.
Unless they good at you. My advice. Look in the mirror, tell the truth. My advice. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. My advice. Stand for something or die for nothing.
My advice.
Flex on them if they hating on you. I would tell my younger self. Yeah. You should never go and let. Yeah. Hypothetical. Fuck all opinions. Your validation and your acceptance. I never needed you. No, I never needed you. I never needed you.
No, I never needed you.
I never needed you.
No, I never needed you.
Oh, yeah, you did. You my daddy. I needed you.
I need my daddy. Daddy.
Hey, man, I just want to say a shout out to my sponsors again. Anybody want to drop in as my Cash App is Life Coach Kurt. Oh, it ain't up there no more. It used to be. Oh, there it is. Yes, $ Life Coach Kurt 1. Go ahead and make a donation. Let me know your boy, you care about me a little bit. Help pay these bills.
Yeah.
But this is the first thing I wanted to say. I was reading today, and it said in prison, okay? It is said that in prison or jail, there are more letters written on Mother's Day to moms
Oh, yeah.
than on Father's Day to almost 10 to 1.
Heck yeah. Come
Is
on,
that
man.
incredible?
But all the songs is about mama. Boys to Men, mama, you know
Yes.
I love you. You got the OJs, I'll always, no, not the OJ, the Intruders. I'll always
And
love
for
my
my
mama,
mama,
and she's my favorite girl.
girl. Yes,
Everything,
sir.
ooh, say it. Don't you-
Yeah.
Everything is about mama. You don't get too many songs about daddy.
You know,
You know what I'm saying? But-
and most of the music now is what we see on TV,
Right.
what we see in the media, what we see in movies. It's all about singles.
Absenteeism
And-
fathers,
thank you.
especially in the
Okay.
Asiatic / Black community.
Yes.
And but a lot of folks don't understand that in our community, that's a generational thing. That's something that has been an epidemic in our community, and this is a long-standing epidemic.
Mhm.
You know, that the absenteeism of the father, and it's just something that needs to be corrected.
Yeah.
And women play a very integral part,
Okay.
you know, in the decisions that many of these men make.
Speak on it.
And the thing is that a lot of these women need to learn to act with a lot bit more respect for themselves and the upbringing of that child. That child is not a pawn
Right.
to be
exactly.
used in your game, in your chess game of life. That child should be reared properly, not under the guise of their revenge,
Yes.
but under the
yes.
guise of love. And many of these women get on my nerves because many of these women you see hooping and hollering and spitting and jumping and flipping upside down on Sunday morning saying how much they love the Lord, but letting the devil guide their life,
Yes,
especially when
sir.
when it relates to that issue.
Okay.
And see, and many men, they react
Yes.
because of their poor upbringing. So you got two
negatives
fighting each other.
Exactly.
You can never get two negatives to come together. That is just science.
No, it won't happen.
Somebody's got to change it. For the most part, when they both do their self-discovery and their healing, they can begin understanding what they have done wrong, where they erred at, and how they can fix it. Earlier you were talking about how the man was wondering why his son wouldn't listen to him but would listen to you, and it turns out that the root cause, or one of the primary root causes, was how he openly disrespects that boy's mama.
Yes, and he sees it. As
And
a
he
young
sees
man.
that. So how you
Yeah.
expect this young man to have respect for you when you don't have respect to the one who greatly takes care of him?
Amen. That's
So
it. Yes, sir.
it's just important that both parties gain some goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Gain some sense.
And
Get it.
You can't teach what hasn't been taught. I truly believe
Yeah.
that. And that's the unfortunate thing, that we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different lives. And we didn't ask to come here. Okay? We came with the parents that we get, and we just pray that it's the best route I can get.
Right.
And it doesn't always happen.
Mhm.
But I think we just need, and it's a lot of programs out there, I'll be honest with you. You just got to look for them. We
Right.
got the internet. We got Siri. We got Google. And all you got to do is ask them, and they're going to pop up some information.
True.
So my plea to single moms and single dads as well, because they all need help. Reach
Yes.
out to these communities and reach out to these programs that can to take a little bit of the weight off your shoulder. You ain't got to carry that monkey on your back by yourself. There's people out here hitting the pavement. Men that want to be mentors to other men. Women that want to mentor young girls. My fraternity and my sorority sisters, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And not to take nothing from the whole Divine Nine. That's what all of our programs is based around. I love culture for service and service for humanity, not mankind, because that's one. Humanity, I don't care what color you is, where you come from.
That's
if you
humanity in general.
Yes, man, we just want to help. And, that's really important. So we need to know. I'm going to go back to the Harbor program. I'm going to tell you, if you haven't looked into the Harbor program, you're missing a gem, a hidden gem in our community. Clark County is right there on Mojave and Washington on the east side of town. Beautiful building, sits right there on the corner across the street from Freedom Park. Now, they have great stuff over there, great programs going on. If you need some help, raise your hand, because it ain't easy. It takes a village to raise a child.
It sure does.
Okay?
It takes a village to raise a child. It really does. And the Harbor is a safe haven.
Yeah,
and a way
it's a safe
station
haven.
to
I'll take you
Make
over
sure
there,
these-
man. One
yeah,
day we'll go
that would
over
be
there
cool.
and introduce you to everybody.
Yeah.
I wanted to hit my sponsors one more time because
Yes,
I
definitely
went
do
right
that.
into it. But we got Cindy Michelle over there at 702 Braids for You. Hey, it's the winter time coming. I'm thinking about growing my hair back out so I can whip them braids again for 2 or 3 months. I really enjoyed that opportunity last year at the beginning of the year. I'm usually like a January through March type of guy with the braids. And then we got Red Rum Mobile Salons. We got Jamisa over there doing her thing. Same thing, does hair, braids, got the nails and the manicures and the pedicures. And then we got Bougie Girl Vegas. Hey, all the jewelry you need. My bling and the rest of the bling, that's what we do. But the earrings, I'm telling you, some of the earrings and necklaces she has is outstanding. She got a whole new line. I was on the site the other day that just dropped in. She's all over Facebook as well. All you got to do is if you just put Bougie in there, she going to drop up first. And then we got the We mentality, the training, the coaching for businesses. Tap in with the We mentality. Hit them at www.wementality.com. You got Brandon and Tiffany Ward. They do amazing training.
Yeah, they do.
And the one thing I like about them too, they invest in themselves to become better at what they do. They go to different conferences and everything because it's all in, and that's a team. And that's a family team, and I love the way they do their business, and it's always a pleasure. Hey, y'all, hope y'all brought me back a T-shirt from Atlanta. I forgot to send you a text on that. And then we got, last but not least, hey, my boy and my sister, we got Tyrone and Tabitha Thompson over at Las Vegas Lighting. I'm telling you, go on Facebook and tap in on them, because some of the things I wish I'd have thought of it earlier. I would have brought that little reel that they had. But the recess lighting, the stairway lighting, the around the floor lighting in your bedroom that you can change colors. Woo! And I'm talking about, this isn't expensive to get done. you know, this is really upgrading your home and doing the things you want to. Las Vegas Light, and that's the spot. All right, brother. What we going to do to take them home?
Oh, man, what we going to do to take them home? We ain't got much time, so, men, get up off your asses. Stop soaking. Stop wondering. Stop hollering. Stop hooping. Get your ass up and get into your child's life.
Yes.
Command it. Take charge of it. Just get in there and just do it. You know what? Even if you just have to show up at church.
That's it.
Where you know that your son or daughter happens to be every Sunday morning because his hypocritical mama is always making him go to church. Get your behind there. At least you get an opportunity for them to see you, you to see them, and you to hug them and hold them and tell them you love them up close and personal. Get into your child's life. Let's continue breaking the cycle.
Hey, youth ministries taught me a lot growing up in the church. I had an uncle that was a minister, and you know, the youth ministries was it. And we had those mentors because you had the teenagers and then the 20 to 25-year-olds that was mentoring us and coming in there, trying to help us become the best we can be.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's what we got to do. Like I always say, it's always a plum-pleasing pleasure to get the opportunity to get on the mic, have our podcast and talk to our viewers and just appreciate.
Can I get a quick?
Yes, sir.
Can I get a quick review?
Yes, sir.
And y'all, this is where I get the term and the theory of the discovery process. Very important to discover you first and discover others. If you haven't gotten your copy of the Design, Date, and Purpose, what are you waiting for?
That's it.
Go on
Get
and
it.
get your copy.
We all got them. You got to get them. We support each other, that's for sure, and that's what we got to do. As I end this podcast, I always say, stay blessed and highly favored, because you never know when you're living your best life until you live your best life with Life Coach
Living your
Kurt.
best life.
That's it.
That's gonna be the new song right there.
Hey.
Living your best life.
Yeah. Why they so jealous? Natural. DT 702. Then I guess you got it like that. Dick in the thighs and that ass so fat. They hate it when you get attention. When you walk by, they don't say nothing. They jealous. They be jealous. Them fools, they so jealous. They be jealous. Turn heads when she walk in. Superstar paparazzi start flocking. As the beat starts knocking, shorty hit the dance floor, ass start dropping. She's truly independent. She's grinding and she's winning. The other girls pretending, not stopping till she finished. She ain't got no man unless you got them bands. Why these hoes be hating? The drama they're creating, but it ain't even phasing you, 'cause you're amazing. So fast. When you get attention, when you walk by, they don't say nothing. They're jealous, yeah. They be jealous. Them hoes so jealous. They be jealous. She like the room when she enters, everyone's attention, she is the center. Fellas double take when they see her, watch her transform as the beat hits the speaker. Shawty ain't no average chick, unless you coming with those bands, no she's not having it. No. She ain't got no man, unless you got them bands, no. Why these hoes be hating? The drama they're creating, but it ain't even phasing you, 'cause you're amazing. Yeah. So fast. When you get attention, oh, you're jealous. They be jealous. These hoes so jealous.
I know you see them hoes barking over there, 'cause everybody in the club stop and stare. Them thick thighs and the ass Ric Flair. Please remind them as you walking over here.